My watch says 4 a.m. My mind says stay in bed, but my spirit says go ahead to another day, another day. And I've got miles to make, and not a single one will go to waste.
Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Another beautiful day on the Appalachian Trail. I'm at the top of Mount Greylock, the highest point in Massachusetts. There's a cool looking monument up there, and the clouds are blowing through. It's obscured at times, but it's opened up right now so we can take a look at it. It's a chilly day, but it's going to be sunny. The rain from yesterday has subsided. Supposed to have a few good days of weather. Looking forward to that. It's a little bit chilly up here right now. I'm trying to remember the elevation. I think it might be 3,791 feet, so just shy of 4,000 feet. Tom Lavardi told me that this is the highest point that I've been on since back in Virginia when I came over the Priest and Three Ridges. Interesting thing is that the heavy rain that I hiked through yesterday, also the last heavy rain that I was in was at the Priest and Three Ridges. That's when I spent 18 hours in my Durston tent, hunkered down while it rained 3 inches. And that was a 3-day storm that dumped between 5 and 6 inches. But it's going to be a beautiful day today, and beautiful weather for a few days. So on north we go. Hope you have a great day. I'm going to. There's a relief of the surrounding mountains. Town of Cheshire, which I went through yesterday. I came down from the top of Greylock. Well, there's the AT. Let's see if I can zoom in. Came down from Greylock and went down that ridge line. There's a dotted line there. It goes through Cheshire and the Appalachian Trail. So that's kind of cool. But, ooh, burr. A little chilly, but this is cool. Appalachian Trail, northbound. Burr. Monument. Too bad weather's not clear, but it's kind of a neat view with the clouds going by. Mount Greylock, 3,491 feet, highest mountain in Massachusetts. Time to go. White blaze. Paved trail. Wow. Out of the wind. Appalachian Trail northbound. It was really kind of good that I hiked yesterday in the rain. It was a heavy rain. I got between an inch and a half yesterday. It was good in a number of ways. One is, I got to kind of test out the rain gear that I was wearing. And the rain jacket, the Montbell, I think it did a great job for me yesterday. I don't think it wet out, as they say, which is when the fabric of the rain jacket just soaks up water finally. The REI jacket that I had, I felt like it did it very quickly. I don't know that the Montbell did at all. And I stayed pretty dry, I think, and warm. When I looked at one point, it was 65 degrees, but I think it started at around 60 in the morning. And when I got to Dalton and was doing the road walk, which is part of the trail coming into Dalton, I was starting to get cold. There was moisture on the inside then. My shirt was starting to get wet. Not exactly sure what from, but then I started feeling cold. And I zipped everything up that I had opened up. Well, except for the zippers in the armpits. I never zipped those. But I started feeling cold and I looked at my temperature gauge on my pack and it was down to 57 degrees then. So it gave me a real sense of understanding regarding my rain gear and hiking in the rain. I didn't really mind the rain except for my feet. My feet, about a little over a third of the way through the day, kind of when I was walking through the grassy pastures, my feet just got soaked all the way through. And one thing I have noticed is on about 3 different occasions when I've hiked with wet feet and wet socks and wet shoes, that my feet do not do well when it comes to being wet. It's a picture at the end of yesterday's video of what my foot looked like when I pulled my sock off, and just waterlogged and shriveled up beyond belief. But my feet start getting sore when they're like that, like all the wrinkles lay on one another or something. I start rubbing differently, and thankfully Tom Lavardi gave me newspaper and suggested that I stuff the newspaper wadded up into my shoes. And the amount of moisture that it sucked out of my shoes last night was pretty incredible. Plus, he kept my shoes inside of his house. And what an amazing trail angel Tom is. He said, well, I'll wash your socks and put them in the dryer, as well as your shirt, because it's a bit wet. Anything else you want to wash? So he had some loaner clothes. I switched into them and he cleaned all of my laundry, put it in the dryer after I was in bed and probably asleep, gave me dry clothes to wear, dry socks, some sweat pants, a cotton comfortable t-shirt, and pullover fleece. And I slept in those last night and I slept really good. Just felt so comfortable. What an amazing gentleman Tom is. This morning when I left, he even gave me a sandwich. He made a sandwich for me. But he helps all of the hikers, and I especially appreciate the fact that he helped me so much. I took him out for dinner last night to try to thank him in some small way, and had a Reuben sandwich over at Zinky's Pub. But hiking in the rain yesterday was enough to show me that with my full pack, and if I don't have someplace dry to go at the end of the day, I'm not really sure that I want to get as wet as I was or as cold as I was yesterday. So probably a good idea to, if they're calling for 90 to 100% chance of rain all day long, to find some place to stay as warm as possible and dry. So lesson learned, but I am glad that I did it. I got 17 and a half miles in that I wouldn't have gotten in otherwise. And I'm that much closer to catching up with a friend of mine that I hiked with back in June, Ron, which his trail name is Gray Sun. Anyway, long-winded, I'm sure, but just some of the things that are bouncing through my head this morning. Going to get up here to North Adams and do a little resupply because I did not get that done in Dalton. enough to maybe have 4 days worth of food to get me up to the next town that Tom suggested that I resupply at, which I believe was Manchester Center. So there you go, on up the trail. Log boards. White blaze. First time I've seen a baby stroller on the Appalachian Trail. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. How you doing? Whew. Well, that last section that I came up was really something. I guess you should pretty much know that something's getting ready to happen when they have a blue blaze bad weather trail around a section. So the rock scramble that I just came up, I was what you would go around with bad weather. It was extremely steep, kind of like maybe the rock scrambling that I have ahead of me. I don't really know, obviously, but it was extremely steep. Actually kind of fun. It'd be more fun if I didn't have a fully loaded pack on my back, but I do have. And because of that, when I stop here in an hour or so, I'll have plenty of water, I'll have plenty of food, and the good times will roll. But anyway, I'm about to the top, I think, of this climb and closing in on the Vermont state line. So I'm crossing that line, and then I'm going to look for a small flat spot where I can pitch my tent, because I don't think I can make it to the next shelter comfortably. I would be hiking at night for the first time, and as you already know, I don't do really well when I get into camp right at dark, let alone can't imagine what it'd be like after dark. I most definitely would be just going to bed, not eating. And that wouldn't be the end of the world if that were the case, because when I resupplied, I bought a little ham and cheese sandwich and ate it down below. So it's only been, I don't know, maybe 3 hours ago. So I may, but we'll see. I may end with just eating some almonds and maybe some fruit snacks. I got a bunch of both of those on the resupply. But we'll see. Got time to think about it. Moving forward. Trail's really pretty, that's for sure. I guess that climb was a Massachusetts saying farewell, Creek. Happy trails. Well, okay, guys, check this out. Welcome to Vermont. Yay. Another state. Heading north. Clicking them off, checking them off. Getting closer to Mount Katahdin. Getting closer to Maine. Got Vermont. I've got Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine left now. So here we go. On into Vermont. Okay, you guys. Well, it was a good day. Came down off the top of Greylock on the north side, heading north. 10.4 miles. Went into Williamstown for a resupply. Probably about 4 days worth of food. Had a day of food or so in my bag already. So enough to get me to Manchester Center, hopefully. The state line's right there. So I'm about 30 feet inside of Vermont. Made it to Vermont today. For some reason in my mind, I wanted to make it to Vermont. When I got to Vermont, I saw a flat spot. The trail's right there. Oh well, it's late. There's room to get by. It's not the greatest, I know. I'm sorry. But there's 5 feet on the other side of my tent if somebody scoots by yet this evening or in the morning before I take the tent down. So I'll probably get up early and get it broken down out of the way in case somebody comes through while I'm making breakfast and packing up. But it's been a great day and another state. Enjoyed Massachusetts. Massachusetts was challenging, though. They're all challenging, but I'm glad to have Massachusetts done. Into Vermont, they call Vermont Vermud. Evidently, it's been drier than normal. So Tom Lavardi said the southbounders were saying it wasn't bad. But of course, we got an inch to an inch and a half of rain yesterday. So maybe there's some ahead, but it is what it is, and we're going on into Vermont and heading north towards the Appalachian Trail. Thanks for following along. Thank you for supporting Tunnel to Towers Foundation and helping me with that, and helping all the families that receive support from Tunnel to Towers Foundation, well, because they've had a tragedy in their life and lost someone, and they're dealing with a lot. So I'm happy to be doing this for them. I'm also proud to be doing this for the veterans that Tunnel to Towers helps. One of their goals, as you've heard me say, is to end veteran homelessness. And so they're buying apartment complexes and turning them into housing for our veterans to get them on their feet. And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So thank you for helping me with that and for spreading the word about my channel and following me on north to Mount Katahdin. I hope you had a great day. I did. It was beautiful weather, beautiful hike, and you guys are great, and God is great. So good night from the trail.
Old Tom walked from Georgia to Maine, his pack on his back, steady feet on the trail. And every night he'd make a camp, eat beans and rice and hit the sack. Stars of the trail, hear me wail, oh how I miss my woman. Stars of the trail, hear me wail, oh how I miss my woman. He loved his wife, but he had to roam, to be alone with the wild in the hills. She waited home for him to come back. She knew he would, just like the times before. Stars of the trail, hear me wail, oh how I miss my woman. Stars of the trail, hear me wail, oh how I miss my woman. He'd make a camp when he saw a good spot, and then he'd eat what he had in his pot. Some nights he'd meet other folks on the trail. They'd share a fire, a story and a song. Stars of the trail, hear me wail, oh how I miss my woman. how I miss my woman. Stars of the trail, hear me wail. Oh, how I miss my woman. Stars of the trail, hear me wail. Oh, how I miss my woman. He'd make a camp when he saw a good spot, and then he'd eat what he had in his pot. Some nights he'd meet other folks on the trail, and they'd share a fire, a story, and a song. Stars of the trail, hear me wail. Oh, how I miss my woman. Stars of the trail, hear me wail. Oh, how I miss my woman.